What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi, and you guys are listening to episode 259. Hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody got their power back. We were without power here for 5 days, and I'm not going to lie, guys. It was fucking miserable. It was 90-something degrees. I had to take my kids upstate, further upstate to be with my mom at night, drive them to camps in the morning. My wife had to actually go to her office, which was empty in Connecticut. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Trees are down all over the place. The town could give a fuck. They just showed up on Saturday like, oh, maybe we'll fix this one. Maybe we'll fix this tree. See what happens. Maybe we'll put a wire on this tree and see if these people get power. If not, who gives a shit? That's how it felt. They weren't giving any answers. They weren't giving any updates. And they were basically saying, yeah, it could be a week, could be 4 days. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to be when it's 95 and humid and you have a family and a life and you have to go out of state to take a shit. Who knows? Who knows when it's going to happen? But we did get it back. We definitely got it back in the nick of time. We had a party to go to on Saturday. We were able to do that. And an hour and a half before we went to the party, we got power back. So we were able to shower and get ready and not live like animals, which was good. So I think like 2.5 million homes in this area were without power, which is crazy. And then, of course, it dwindled down to 50,000. We were in that, and we finally got it. There are certain people not far from here that still do not have power almost exactly, 7 or 8 days later. So that sucks. Anyway, I'm going to get right into, on this episode, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. I want to talk about sports what's going on in sports. Also want to talk about, doing unacceptable. Talk about everything that's going on in the world, some crazy shit going on, election coming up. And I'm alone. I'm flying solo. And I'm not just flying solo on this episode. I am flying solo for a week. My family, my beautiful wife and 2 children are at the house we get on the ocean this time every year. And they are there for a week before me because I have to take care of our animals. I have some work to do, and it's just a lot going on right now. So I'm not going to be able to leave until next week to go down and be with my family. So I am flying solo and no guest on the Virzi Effect. This is a lonely week in my life. It's just me, myself, and I. So sit back, relax. I got a lot of shit on my mind, a lot of stuff to talk about, and I can't wait to get all this done so I can finally go down to the ocean and forget all of this shit and enjoy being with my family. They're sending me pictures of them going to dinner and going to the beach, and I don't know why. Why are you sending me that? Just say, good night, Dad. Hope you had a good day. I don't want to see a lobster fucking tail in your mouth. I don't want to see crab legs playing around and you got a nice tan, and I know you were clearly at the beach having a great day, and I'm giving insulin injections to one of our cats, and I have to go to the vet and give those thieves more money. Please stop sending me these beautiful pictures, my family. Even though I want them and I love them, it's driving me fucking crazy. So anyway, I just realized my beard is getting really scruffy and out of hand, and I need to trim it down. So it's just me flying solo, and we're going to get into it on episode 259. Of course, next week we'll be back with another guest. Got some really cool announcements. Before I get into my unacceptable, which could take me a while because I've had it. I've fucking had it. But what I wanted to say was I want to thank my good friend Giannis Pappas and Chris DiStefano from the History Hyenas podcast. And I want to thank the Stress Factory, Vinny Brand, and everybody in New Brunswick. I got to perform last weekend, guys, and it was amazing. Chris DiStefano from the History Hyenas podcast was doing the Stress Factory outside. And let me just tell you, well, first of all, before I get into that, I didn't know I was at the track walking, you know, and working out and going about my day with no stand up in mind. And I'm on the phone with Giannis, and Giannis goes, "Oh man, I just thought of something. Hey, can you replace Chrissy tonight at the Stress Factory, 2 shows, whatever?" And I'm like, I'm thinking, all right, I got to get my kid from camp. I got to get my other kid from camp. Like, I got to have my son and daughter. It was my wife getting home. Like, I'm just going through, when something comes to you like last minute, right? You're just going through, can I do it? Is it possible? So I was like, let me make some phone calls. I was like, then all of a sudden you got to negotiate money. It's one night, 2 shows. This is just hitting me. So I'm like, I got to go through all that shit to find out. Long story short, I end up taking over, replacing Chrissy on Friday night, 2 shows. The first one was 7:30. I got to drive to New Brunswick from where I'm at, pretty far, but whatever. So I end up doing that. It ends up being great. Shout out to the Stress Factory in New Brunswick who actually figured it out. They are the only people in the country who figured it out as far as outside. There is a tent that makes you feel like you are inside. It was downpouring in a lightning thunderstorm while I was on stage of the first show, and you could not tell, feel it, or even really hear it. He made an outdoor club feel like inside. The sound system is insane. The lighting is insane. The fans who were originally going to see Chrissy, it was awesome that some of them knew me. Many of them knew me and wanted to stay. It ended up being a great night of shows. But if you want to see live stand-up and you're in the tri-state area, New Jersey area, man, and you want to feel like it's a club, go to the Stress Factory in New Brunswick. They did a fucking fantastic job. I felt like I could have saw a concert in there, or somebody could do a special in there. So shout out to Chrissy and Giannis for thinking about me, and the club for putting me in there. And all the fans who came out had nice things to say, reached out to me on Instagram and all that, man. I really appreciate it. It was such a great time. And I think it's the best in the business for venues as far as these times in this situation. So check out the Stress Factory in New Brunswick. All right, guys, it's time to get into my unacceptable for the week. All right. My unacceptable for the week, and I might have done this on an older TVE. Okay. I might have. And if I did, I'm sorry. Things are new now. Things are video now. Things are on YouTube now. So this is just going to be, I don't know if I've done it before. And if I did, I apologize. For you new listeners, then this is for you. For your old listeners, you'll still hopefully enjoy this. Why is it so fucking hard, okay, to put the right amount of milk or the right amount of cream or the right amount of whatever in somebody's coffee? You do this for a fucking living. Okay. Like my wife said one time, and I totally understand it now. We got a drive-through coffee, and my wife grabbed the coffee and she was so disappointed and she screamed, "You have one fucking job." Obviously she didn't scream that at the person who was working, but when we pulled off, I basically took the brunt of that anger. I don't understand why I say, can I get an iced coffee with a drop of almond milk? It comes out looking like a fucking vanilla shake or a vanilla frosty from Wendy's. What does a drop mean? I don't know how much less I can get. I almost want to hand her a fucking eyedropper and say, here, can you put the almond milk with this? Just fucking 3 little eyedroppers. I mean, I don't understand why it comes back late. So finally I had to do it. I had to bring it back. I opened it and I was like, me trying to be a nice guy. I don't want to fucking hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to cause any problems. I don't want anybody to get in trouble. So I walk away with my head down and I just swallow hard and I take this fucking milkshake and I go, and it's just sweet and it sucks. And finally I was halfway to my car and I go, no, not today. Not fucking today. Today I can't do it. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going back and I'm just going to, and if her boss is there, her boss is there. If her boss is not there, great. But I need to go back and, they yell your name aggressively. Isn't that funny when they do that? Like, Paul, iced coffee for Paul. Just with that fucking, it's iced coffee for Paul. So I go harder. I'll go harder. Yeah, Paul, right here. So I walk back. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting upset even thinking about it. I'm getting anxious. I had a panic attack just now. Whew. All right. So I walk back and I go, yeah, I'm sorry. I needed this. I needed this lighter. And it was funny. It wasn't that big of a deal to her, but it might have been. But she goes, oh, yeah, no problem. And then I was like, I don't know what you think a drop is. By the way, you can't say splash. You can't say splash. If you say splash, it's a milkshake. If you say drop, 8 to 9 times out of 10, it's a milkshake. So I'm going to buy an eyedropper, and I'm going to hand it to them, and I'm going to say, give me 4 eye drops of almond milk in my coffee, because apparently, even though you guys do this for a living, you still can't get it fucking right. Okay? You can't thank God you're not working in a lab with chemicals. Thank God you are not working somewhere where somebody very important tells you about a chemical and they say just a drop, and then you fucking explode the place because you don't know what you're doing. And look, this is kind of the end of it. It's a little darker, but still light. Look how light that is. It's still light. It's like, I didn't ask for this. So yeah, it's unacceptable to me that when I say a drop of almond milk, and I saw her, I watched her take the thing. I look now. Oh, I look. And I just watched her take it and just give a nice pour. And I wanted to go, excuse me. And I don't know how old she is or he is working there. There's a bunch of them there. I don't know if they're 17, 18, 19, but even I would say even a 13-year-old knows what a drop is or should know what a drop is. But an adult pouring milk into a cup, can you fucking... So I'm just watching the pour, and here you go, because they don't want to be there. Because if you took pride in making the coffee, and I know you're saying, Paul, who takes pride in making coffee? Who would want to? I don't give a fuck. That's what you do. That's what you woke up to go get paid to do. So fucking do it. If my job was to go and make tuna fish sandwiches every day, A, I would love tuna fish sandwiches, and B, I would love making sandwiches. And I would fucking go there, and I would give you a tuna fish sandwich that will knock your dick off every fucking time. Tomatoes, sliced, onions, salt, pepper, the right amount, and I would blow your dick off. You would have that. I'd be like, I know you want chips with that. And I would fucking blow your dick off with it. And I would be the best tuna fish sandwich maker on the fucking East Coast. That's what I would do. Not this, hey, yeah, here, just like, you might as well just throw the coffee at me and go, fuck you, get out of here. I don't want to see you for the rest of the day. That's what you might as well do. So that's my unacceptable for the week. Okay, a drop is a drop. What else is going on here? Oh, 6 months after. No, not 6 months after. What is this? Oh, so you guys know on the Virzi effect, I never get political. I'm a very middle of the road. I think the far left is out of their fucking minds. I think the far right's crazy. I stay away from it. I don't want to, ever make people feel, oh, I don't want to come here and there's enough of this shit going on out there everywhere you turn talking about it. But I will tell you this. I believe I have predicted correctly the last 5 presidential elections, I believe. 4 or 5. And there's one thing I look for. There's one thing I look for when I'm just looking at everything. When I'm looking at not just the economy, not just everything socially. There's a couple of things that I look for. And I see it, and then I make my decision on that. And yesterday, I saw it. I saw something on the news, and I just watched it, and I listened, and I did what I did, and did what I do, I should say. And I know with 90% certainty, I'd be shocked if I was wrong, but I'd say 90% certainty, I know who's going to win the election. And I'm not going to tell. It might be a dude I called it, but I'm not going to tell. But I pretty much know. And the nice thing is I don't even have to watch. I don't even have to watch. I'm going to let people fight. I'm going to let my relatives argue. I'm going to just listen from afar and let people go nuts. And I'll just know. I'll just be holding my hot dog at a barbecue, throwing my beanbag toss or playing Frisbee. Not that I ever play fucking Frisbee. And I'll just let it go in one ear, out the other, smile, and know who's going to win. But I know the guy you're listening to right now on this podcast knows. And I would be completely and utterly shocked if I was wrong. And I will admit if I'm wrong after the election. How about that? But I don't like to watch the news. I just don't, because it just gets too much and you get too upset. You just get, it's a crazy thing when you're sitting home and you're like, I don't care, man. I'm not even going to watch this. I'm not even going to watch this. This is stupid. Why am I even going to watch this? And then all of a sudden you watch it for 5 minutes and you're like, these motherfuckers need to pay. They need, like, I'll just start, somebody suggested something on the news and I was just like, oh yeah. Well, then this is what we're going to do. And meanwhile, I don't know if what they said was true. I don't know if it was a hypothetical. I just flipping through channels and you hear something, you're going, no, people need to pay. That's it. I don't know what the fuck. That's why it's a good thing that I'm sitting here doing comedy, trying to do comedy wherever I can these days with this pandemic and doing podcasts, because that's where I need to be, not as a leader. Because if I was a leader, we would have invaded. I mean, I'm Sicilian and Greek. I have revenge issues, vendetta issues. I hold a grudge. I would just, if I hear one thing that's a rumor, I would just go, no, invade. And they'll be like, no, we realized it was wrong. And I'm like, well, we just took out a village, so don't be wrong again. I can't handle what I hear. I get too hot-headed. But not for big stuff. I'm like Michael Corleone sometimes, but then sometimes I could turn into Sonny, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what that reference is, then you better order Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 tonight and watch those and then come back and talk to me. But no, you watch the news and let's be honest, man, what they did in Chicago yesterday, they went, what do they call it? The mile shopping thing, Miracle Mile, whatever it is. It's that mile run in Chicago of all the great stores. And they just got looted last night. They just got looted, man. People were just running in there, smashing windows, running their car into a window of these stores. They ran into Tesla. They ran into all these things, just taking stuff. And it's like, it really is, it's sad, man. And what's really, really sad is what's happening in New York City. The crime rate in New York City, I don't get political, but the one thing I'll tell you is, and I just had to say this, what the Mayor de Blasio in New York City is an absolute fucking disgrace. I'm sorry. And I hear that from the left and the right. That's why I don't know how he's in power. I don't know how he's the mayor, because everybody hates the guy. It's brutal what is happening in New York City over the last 6 weeks. It has turned into one of the most violent cities, crimes. It was never that way. It's really sad to see, man. And some people were like, oh, New York City had a great run. It's sad that people had to say that, because it should still be good. And I understand that there's a pandemic. I understand what's going on with the economy. But for New York City, for the shootings to be the way they are, for everything going on down there, the violence and stuff, it's just really, really bad. Then with the storm we had, trees are down, crushing cars in Astoria, Queens, and like days and days go by and nobody's doing anything. And the mayor's like, yeah, we really got to get to that. It's an absolute fucking disgrace. There's the other thing. If I was a mayor, I would just, I'd be like that Philippines guy, the guy in the Philippines, the president, who's like, drug dealers and drug addicts, kill them all. Kill them. Even though the guy's a murderous, kill them all. Yeah. What? Trees are down and the workers didn't come. Kill the workers, then kill the trees. I want the trees dead. I want you to kill a tree in front of the other tree. So if they're family members, like just killing everybody. You're inside during a pandemic. Good. You come outside, everybody gets shot. Did you see in India, they're beating people with sticks? I know that sounds nuts and dictatorship, but it's like, hey, if the numbers are going to go down, tough love, everybody. Tough love. That's why I can't watch the news, guys. I can't watch the news because when I see people doing things, when I see people throwing bricks at innocent people's faces and running, when I see people breaking cars for no reason, when I see that, it gets me angry. Okay. When I see old people getting hurt, when I see young people getting hurt, there's 1-year-olds that are getting shot and killed. It's so brutal out there that I'm like, you know what? Let's go play golf. Let's do something else. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Life is already short and fragile. I can't turn on the TV and watch the chaos and watch amazing cities in the United States burn. And it makes me think, like, what are other people saying about us? What are other people must be like, what the, is this a movie? Or, you know, maybe that's why murder shows are so big, because maybe we like, there's a really weird thing where people like murder. They kind of like watching tragedies and train wrecks and car crashes. So we watch these horrible things. The number one rated shows in our country are murder shows, are serial killer documentaries, are all these things that keep coming out. There's a reason. There's a reason Law and Order Special Victims Unit. There's a reason why all that stuff, you know. Oh, Giannis Papas is calling. See what he's got to say. Yanni. I'm finishing up my podcast. If I'm finishing up my podcast for another few minutes, if you want to come up, and then I'll go. Like 10, 15 minutes. No. Oh, no, just get out there then. I'll see you when you get back. All right, bye. You know what that was? That was a friend going, my wife's really hungry, so I got to go now. And I said, okay. That's what happens. I've learned what hangry means. And if you don't know what hangry means, it's when you're angry because you're hungry, so they put together hangry. Now, I would normally think that that's silly and not a real thing until I saw my wife turn from nice and lovely to her stomach growling and then turning into what she turns into, which is a very hangry individual. I don't know what I was saying before Giannis called, but I know that I was just saying that, yeah, I'm done watching all the bad stuff out there. And I don't, you know, I would be a bad leader, I think is what I was saying. But it's, these are wild times that we're living in. Really wild, scary, shitty times that I think will eventually get better. And I can tell you from when I was performing in Jersey, people want to come out and have a good time, and it was really nice to see, safe and all that. So, you know, and I totally don't know why I told Giannis 10, 15 minutes when it's going to be longer than that. I don't know why why I said that. You ever do that shit? I don't know why. There's a couple things we do. We don't like to admit we're sleeping when somebody calls. You're like, hello? Yeah, he's, no, it's playing tennis. I'm playing tennis right now. And why? Because people don't want to be lazy. It's like, you were sleeping. You were clearly sleeping. Or you ever like far away and somebody says, how long are you? When will you be there? And you know the answer is like, you know, the answer is really like 35, 40 minutes. And you're like, I think it's like maybe 20 tops. One time I told somebody I was going to be there in 15 minutes. And I was in a diner in Queens knowing it was going to be an hour and 15 minutes. Knowing it was going to be, I just lied because I just didn't want them to be upset with me. And I actually think I was sitting down dipping a fry in ketchup in a diner in Queens. And he lives in Westchester. And he goes, when are you going to be? I go, I have 15, 20. And it was clearly an hour later than that. I don't know why we do that. But I'm really hoping things get better. And, you know, when you see everything that's going on and you have little kids asking you questions and stuff, it's just, and now that's the other thing. Now you got to worry about schools. Are schools going to be in or out? Is it going to be halfway? We're going to do a hybrid Monday, Tuesday. Then they clean the school Wednesday and Thursday, Friday. The other half of the alphabetic kids go in and the other half's listening to, you know, seeing it happen on video. I mean, I don't know. There's no right or wrong. Nobody knows anything. Fauci doesn't know. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything. Everything is doctors. Yeah, we think we don't. Yeah, think it should be good. Well, it's not going to have that much though. We don't. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So if you're at a party this summer and you're sitting there and you're drinking your spiked seltzer, your Truly or your fucking White Claw, and you're having a good time, and there's that asshole uncle there, the guy's, you know, a little red in the face, drunk, smoking a cigar, and he's got his loafers on, And he's going, I'm going to tell you what's going on, okay? This is all part of, just don't listen, because guess what? If Fauci doesn't know, that fat fuck doesn't know, period. Okay? If a guy who's dedicated his life to 40 or 50 years is all over the place, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, who knows? Now wear goggles, put a swimsuit on, you know, go swimming, don't go swimming, you know, put a t-shirt on, no, make it a sweatshirt. You don't eat seafood for 3 months, eat seafood, don't eat meat. If that guy doesn't know, then your fat fuck uncle who's walking around with a cigar and loafers doesn't know shit. Okay? So don't listen to anybody. Nobody knows dick about this. Nobody knows when things, you can make a guess. You can make a guess. Like I said, hey, I think we'll be back in a year. I don't think things are going to be back to normal for a year. That's what I said. You know, maybe 8-9 months, hopefully, which would make my Boston show at the Wilbur Theater and potentially my special taping. Maybe that happens in 9 months if things go right and people do the right thing. I'll say a year to be conservative and be safe with the guests, but who knows? All right. I'm yelling to a camera and to people that aren't in front of me right now that if I was a leader, I would just kill everybody. Everybody. Protesters, anti-protesters, I would just kill everybody and then, you know, and I'd be the worst leader ever or the greatest. So what do I know? I don't know anything, but I could also tell you that your asshole family members, they don't know anything either. So all you could do is guess. All you could do is hope, right? All you could do is hope, because if you could see what this virus did to us just like that, nothing, blindsided us, took us out like that. You know, if that can happen, then nobody knows shit. You know, that's how I look at it. That's why you got to do nice things like be with your family, go to the beach, you know, well, you can't go to a movie anymore. That sucks. But I miss the movies. I'm not going to lie. Let's talk about things we miss for a little bit here. This is TVE episode 459. Let's talk about things we miss. I do play golf a lot, so that's really helped me. My golf game is going down in a good way. My score is getting lower, getting better at golf. Golf courses are packed because you're out there with one or two people that you probably know. It's safer. You're outside. You're not around people. You're in nature. And for those 4 or 5 hours or whatever, you just feel gone from everything, and it's amazing. So that I don't miss because I'm doing it a lot more. What I do miss, going to the movie theater, getting online, smelling that popcorn and candy. I'm a real big drink guy, so I get my drink at the movie. You know, the ones where you could pick and choose, fucking carbonated this, Diet Coke there, iced tea, lemon. I'm big on the fucking drinks at the movie. I'm big on drinks, period. I'm a drink guy, not just alcoholic drinks, period. Just, I like cold, ice cold, tasty beverages going down my fucking esophagus. Cold, iced tea with a little lemonade. I love that. I miss the popcorn. I miss the Twizzlers, all the shit that makes you a fat fuck. I kind of miss. I miss going into the movies. Now that I miss the coming attractions, the trailers. I miss that. So the movie theater is definitely one that I miss. I can't say restaurants because where I'm at, and you know, we can, there's like half, you could get into a restaurant half where there's outdoor seating. So the restaurant thing is not that bad. So I could say the restaurant deal is good. Movie theaters, 100% for sure. What I also miss is a certain deli I used to go to that's now out of business because of the pandemic. So I miss that. I miss New York City. I miss driving to New York City and feeling safe. I miss driving to the Stand or the Comedy Cellar and there's just a line of people and there's going to be a big crowd and you get that feeling and you get that awesome fun energy and the nerve energy, which is excitement to go up there and do what we do. And now you don't know if you make a wrong turn, if your car is going to get busted up. If you're going to be in the middle of a protest, people throwing things, it's brutal. So I miss that. I miss the feeling of going to New York City, even though this is the biggest city in the world, one of the best cities in the world, it's safe. And now, you know, I know certain parts are, but just seeing what's going on, it's like, that sucks. So I miss that. So there's just certain things that you're just like, I miss walking out of my car with my family and I'm saying, hey, put your mask on. We got to wear our masks and stuff. So all kinds of shit like that I'm just like, it sucks, but it's going to come back and it's going to be better. And if this is what it takes to get it better, then that's it. I'm totally fine with that. Totally fine. But let's be honest, if this shit goes on longer than another year, people are going to be, people are just going to go, man. Because I think people are already like this. The craziest thing is this started in March and this is 6 months in. We're 6 months into this, half of a year. And it's going to go a little more. What I really hope doesn't happen is that after the election or during the election, it goes away. Then, if this was, I doubt this, and I don't think that this is the case, but I'm hearing these people going like, oh, wait, this is an election thing and this is on. I'm like, I don't think so. If that was the case, that would be brutal, but who knows? Who fucking knows? We had people that we thought were trustworthy politicians going to some island as pedophiles, or so they didn't know, or they knew, Jeffrey Epstein's friends going to an island. Well, who knows? Who fucking knows anything? They said there's UFOs and aliens now. 2020 was just the year to say, yeah, oh, JFK, so-and-so killed him. Not Oswald, so-and-so. Yeah, we know that now. But they should just start I swear to God, like would you be surprised if in 2020 Bigfoot did a press conference? If they were just like, we'd like to bring him out now, and he just came out in shackles and shit, and he sat down, and they were like, is it true you've existed in the mountains in Washington State? All right, he waves at the camera. He's doing promos. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised. Jesus, Paul, stop hitting the table. I would not be surprised with anything. If anything happened, if anything happened during 2020 that was people thought were the craziest things, I'd be like, no. But I said on stage the other day in New Brunswick, I said, I go, everybody's saying 2021. I made the prediction 2021 is going to be great. What if 2021 is just looking at 2020 going, oh yeah, just cracking, going like this, doing it. So yeah, you guys think you think that was something where they're just shadow boxing, waiting. 2021 is just waiting like Mike Tyson before he fought Peter McNeely. When he got his first fight, when he got out of jail. I hope 2020 is not, because I don't think about how crazy 2020 is. Anything going to be crazier than 2020? We soon shall see. Which is brutal. As far as movies, guys, and then I'm going to get into sports, and then we'll wrap this sucker up. As far as movies, I just been watching the docu-series. I've been watching a bunch of trying to watch docu-series, and I told you about that mob one that we watched, Fear in the City or something like that. It was okay, but nothing has really blown me away. Some of you guys have given me suggestions to watch some stuff, and there's one about a true life bodyguard story. I think it's called Closer or something. I gotta see, but that's one I heard that I gotta watch. What I'm really excited about is they're doing a Last Dance, like the Jordan thing. They're doing one for Kobe, and I think that that's going to be awesome. Giannis and I'm going to get into sports for a little bit here. So whoever doesn't like sports, I guess you could tune out, but I think you'll like the conversation. Kobe Bryant, I said to Giannis, Kobe Bryant is the closest to Jordan that I've ever seen. And when I say that, I mean offensive ability, great defender, not quite the defender as Jordan. And listen, I'm not saying he's Jordan. I'm not saying he's the best ever. Jordan's the greatest basketball player to ever live, both offensively, defensively, mentality, making people around him better, will, all of those things, talent, the whole thing I give to Jordan. I'll never say that. But I think Kobe is close as far as a lot of things. I think his mentality, I think his ability, especially offensively and perimeter shooting. I know people are like, oh, but he had to shoot too much. Yeah, he had to shoot too much because the other player that was on his team that was dominant was Shaq, and Shaq was dominant. Shaq did get those MVPs and the thing, but Shaq wasn't shooting outside. Shaq was dominating the paint, and Shaq was also a liability in the fourth quarter from the foul line. And Phil Jackson will tell you that. Phil Jackson took him out of the game because he couldn't, because they would do that hack-a-Shaq shit because he couldn't hit the foul shot. So Kobe would have to take more shots. So I just feel as though, and I wasn't trying to say like he's better than Jordan. I know that. But as far as closest that I've seen, and I think for many generations have seen, who offensively, defensively, and, I mean, is closer. So we got into an argument. He's like, no, I could come up with some people. And we got into an argument, which I love doing. And it seems like that's all we have now, because let's be honest for a second, guys. Watching live sports when there are cardboard cutouts in the stands is fucking horrible. Okay? Watching a guy at home plate with the cutout cardboard of Weekend at Bernie's, the guy that played Bernie, like sitting behind it, it's not funny or cool. It's actually brutal. Sorry, that's shout out to my amazing producer, Andrew Themeles, who's calling right now. He's the one that does all the graphics for TVE. He's the best. But yeah, so like I can't do it, man. The other day I was in the car. I was with my family. We're driving up to a party, family party, relax. We wore masks. And the Yankee game comes on, and I was like, oh, normalcy. This is amazing. And I put the Yankee game up, and I just heard the announcer, and you don't really hear a buzz in the background or a fake one you heard. And I'm just going, nah, I don't care. And I literally turned the game off because it's not a bunch of people at the game the way it was meant to be played, drinking beers. You hear the buzz of the crowd. You hear some yell outs, some heckles. You feel the buzz of what a baseball game is with real fans. It was just this forced, shitty thing. And I just turned it off. And even watching this NBA in the bubble, it was okay. But it's like, all right, these are guys that like don't have the pressure. Part of being a great athlete and part of being a great performer in the moment is in that moment. If I go on stage at Madison Square Garden and it's empty and I just tell jokes and you just hear the staff and the people at the fucking gate clapping and laughing, I don't know what the joke is doing, nor do I have pressure. So I might be more loose or I might be like, you know what I mean? Like you're not getting the energy from what you're supposed to get. The energy, man. It's all about energy. It's about seeing that. It's about hitting a shot when everybody in the arena is standing on their feet because they live and die for a year with that shot, maybe more. That's what it's about. It's not about hitting a home run into an empty upper deck when there's zero pressure and nobody's going to say, hey, fuck you, go back to Milwaukee, you loser piece of shit. When you don't have that, it's probably easier to hit. So no offense to Milwaukee. But that's how I feel. I just feel like all of that is taken away from the game. It feels like to me that if you're at the foul line and there's nothing that anybody's going to yell, it's just you and your team and the other team, and you miss a big foul shot, yeah, you're personally going to feel bad, but you don't have the pressure. I don't know, man. I think that pressure goes into it. I do. I think if a field goal kicker is in the Super Bowl and he has to kick a 42-yarder to win the Super Bowl and the place is empty, it's much different than if everybody's standing up, holding hands, praying. That's how I feel. So this is a really tough thing. The only thing I'll say, there's only one sport, actually two sports, golf and tennis. Because with golf, you still got to hit a ball 220. I know that there's people there and there's a gallery, but you're a pro and you've kept your head down and you've hit that white ball so much your whole life that the chances of you shanking it, like pros don't do that anyway. You could miss a three as an NBA player because of the crowd, I think. You're not going to miss, maybe a little bit, but your driver off the tee is pretty much your driver off the tee. I play golf, and the only pressure that's going on in golf is in your fucking head, and it's a battle with you. So golf I can watch. Tennis I can watch if they're not even doing tennis, but I can watch those. Cause you still, I think it's more of like a set thing. You know, there's a backhand, there's a this, there's a that. Yeah, there's a rush of the crowd, but you still got to run around and you got to do what you have to do in tennis, and you still got to hit the ball the same way in golf. And I know people say, well, Paul, what are you talking about? You got to still hit the same shot. 3-point shot is different. If you play basketball, if you play baseball, all right, you can't tell me that when, no offense to A-Rod, but when A-Rod was up at the plate as a Yankee in the playoffs and he had an 0-2 count in a big moment, I saw him mentally gone because of the crowd. I saw it. And I seen the opposite with Jeter. I saw Jeter, okay, let's go. And you see it, you're like, oh, this guy's going to thrive in this moment. So that's why I'm having a hard time with sports right now. Everybody's talking about college football. Yeah, it would be great to watch college football, but I've been to college football games. And you know what the hugest part about it is? It's the crowd. It's the student body. It's the 100,000 that are outside the stadium that are fucking tailgating, and it's life or death for them. It's diehard shit. That's what it is. So, I mean, do I want to watch Alabama and LSU just on TV? Of course I'll watch it. But when a guy catches a 70-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to do something and the place isn't going nuts, just the announcer, it takes away from it. So, you know, and you can't tell me that when a ball is in the air as a wide receiver and everybody in the crowd stands up, there's not a little more pressure than when there's nobody there. When nobody there, it probably feels like a practice. You know, you ever hear the announcers go, yeah, we were here earlier in practice. They were doing everything. Now they can't do a thing. That's because people are there. So, yeah, I'm having a hard time with the sports. But last thing I want to say on the show, hope you guys are enjoying the show, by the way. This is, I wanted to do another solo one. People loved the last solo one that I did. This is 259. We're going to be doing another guest for 260 next week. But just wanted to say that I did hear some things, you know, about drug use up during these times, suicide up during these times. And just want to tell everybody that you guys know what I went through. And I have friends and family who have issues mentally. Myself, I have issues mentally. And I'm sure a lot of us do. And I know things get magnified during these times. But if you're feeling that way, man, just know that it's going to pass. And this is just another test. You know, there's help out there. And if you are feeling that way, man, and you're feeling bad, reach out to somebody. And if I do anything for you, I know people have reached out to me saying that I've helped them before. If you're going through it again, you know, I'll do it whatever I can to reach out. Myself, my producer, Andrew, will always try to, you know, help any listener if we can. But if you're going through it, you're feeling shitty, man, just know it's going to get better. And I'm sorry that's happening, but I think everything's going to get better. And, you know, there's always, what's it called? There's always a real shitty time right before a great time. Things go up and things go down. So just keep that in mind. And I wish your family well. And this has been episode 459. Thank you guys so much. You can get this on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you guys get your podcast. Please like and subscribe to the podcast today. The YouTube channel is doing fantastic. We got more stand-up clips coming on the YouTube channel, along with more podcasts. Also, please subscribe to the Dude I Called It page. We have another Dude I Called It coming out next week. If you guys don't know, Dude I Called It is our web series that we have a celebrity guest on, whether it be a sports person, whether it would be an actor, whether it would be a comedian, musician. We have them on and they talk about a prediction that they made in the past, and then they make a future prediction, and it's going great. We have a lot of subscribers already out of the gate, and it's a really fun, cool little web series. So please go to that page and like and subscribe. I'm not asking you guys much. I'm asking you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm asking you to like and subscribe to my web series, Dude I Called It. Is that too fucking much? It's a pandemic. I'm giving you content, I'm not charging you anything. But anyway, so check those out. For dates coming up, I will be in Connecticut doing outdoor shows August 28th and 29th. And like, I think, was it Marlborough and Colchester or something there? It's on the website. September 4th and 5th, I will be at the Fairfield Comedy Club outdoor shows. Get your tickets. Tickets are going fast, and those tickets are limited because I believe it's only like 75 or 80 per show. And we're doing 1 Friday, 2 Saturday. Get your tickets, and let's get that outdoors filled up. There's going to be a cigar sponsor, so I think we're going to be smoking cigars. Or you could buy a cigar with the ticket. So check that out. And then I will be at Hilarities in Cleveland, guys. I'll be going back to Cleveland September 10, 11, and 12 at Hilarities. And then after Hilarities, I'll be in Wise Guys, Salt Lake City, October 2nd and 3rd. All these dates are available on the website. We're adding dates all the time. And that is my 2020/2021 Hope It Happens tour. Go to the Paul Virzi website. Check that out. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate it. And until next week, I am out of here.